If you are a parent of a child in sports, I'm sure you've seen it before. 5- and 6-year-old kids running around a court or field with no idea about what's going on in the actual game. In baseball, you have kids frozen in the batter's box, unsure of which base to head to after hitting the ball. In basketball, players take off on a sprint and then stop after 4 or 5 steps, realizing they should have been dribbling the ball. And in soccer, you've got this mini mass of humanity slowly shadowing the ball all around the field. Participants with basic skills are hard to find. Infractions and violations litter the game. 1 or 2 early maturing kids dominate most of the action, and maintaining control and creating a decent game flow becomes just about impossible. This is not uncommon in youth sports, and more times than not, the kids enjoy themselves and they make some new friends. So what's the big deal? But what many don't realize is that the youth sports picture we've painted often results in adults becoming frustrated, and this frustration can directly impact the enjoyment level of the kids, and that can be a big deal. What if I told you that studies have shown that just about half of young kids that you see on the fields and courts don't have the basic skills to succeed? And what if I also told you that 70% of them will quit sports altogether by the time they turn 13? This is certainly not the path that parents envision for their kids when they take them to their first practice as a young and enthusiastic child. And these are not the results that coaches and administrators of recreational programs desire either. So what can we do? There must be a better way to accomplish our goals, right? Developing the basic skills of young athletes before they participate in youth sports programming is so important for so many reasons, and especially if we actually expect them to enjoy the experience. Take a moment and think of a youth sports program as a music class. You wouldn't drop your child off at a music class for the first time and expect them to know how to play the guitar or be ready to join the band. It takes a lot of time, instruction, and practice both in the classroom and at home. So why are we putting our children into competitive sports programs when they don't have the knowledge or skills to succeed? Why are we allowing, or worse, encouraging parents to put their children in t-ball when we know the kids don't know how to throw, catch, or swing the bat yet? When children are forced into these situations, it's extremely difficult for them to catch up to the kids who already have the proper skills. Too many adults see their child as a mini professional that should be turning double plays and hitting game-winning home runs. Kids are like sponges. They are observant. They get it. They understand what their parents want and expect, and it's easy for them to feel like they are letting their parents down. And as a result, youth sports can quickly turn into an unpleasant experience. The kids become frustrated as they aren't meeting those unrealistic expectations, and they most likely become part of that alarming 70% statistic that gives up on sports for good. After all, the number one reason kids quit is that sports just aren't fun anymore. The National Alliance for Youth Sports identified and tackled this problem more than 20 years ago, and hundreds of communities across the country have been reaping the rewards ever since. The Start Smart Sports Development Program provides a fun, safe, and structured setting where youth sports parents participate with their child as they learn all the necessary sports skills needed to be ready for that next step. In addition to all the communities across the country running this program, the U.S. military has widely accepted Start Smart as a proven program when it comes to introducing children to sports properly. In fact, the U.S. Army and Navy have embraced the program to the point of requiring that their young athletes participate in and graduate from the Start Smart program prior to being allowed to participate in an organized team sports setting. The Start Smart program utilizes age-appropriate equipment coupled with an easy-to-follow curriculum that provides a programming structure that can be implemented almost anywhere by any youth service organization. Fundamentals are taught using easy-to-follow instructions where children progress at their own pace. For example, Start Smart Baseball features skill development exercises focused on hitting, throwing, catching and running, and agility. The skills in the first session start out very simple. As the child improves and the program progresses, the difficulty is increased. Parents participate and learn with their child. The program builds confidence and self-esteem in children while providing them with a fun and positive early sports experience. In addition to developing the skills of the children, this program creates an environment where parents gain the proper perspective when it comes to youth sports and their child's abilities. And a side benefit is that Start Smart molds parents into better future youth sports parents, possible team moms and dads, and potential coaches. Take that first step in providing your youth with all the tools they need to begin a fun, safe, and rewarding youth sports experience by joining the hundreds of communities and thousands of parents who have already chosen to Start Smart. For information on the Start Smart sports development programs, give us a call, 1-800-729-2057, or simply email startsmart@nays.org.